I basically gave up at school when I was like 10 years old because I already knew, like this is why I'm trying to figure out self-awareness. Like, why did I get so lucky that even at 10 and 11, do you know how tough it is to be ridiculed and be called stupid at 10 and 11 years old when you know you're special? Like, it sucked. Like, it was like talking about eating shit. I ate shit for basically most of my childhood. My friends' moms literally didn't want their my friends hanging out with me because I was an F student, but I was spending all my time honing my skill that I knew I had, and I was really working on it. I definitely feel better about giving this advice than I do finding self-awareness. I would take every inclination, every passion, every curiosity, and I would spend every minute, even at 90 or 9 years old, trying all the things that come to mind and trying them. Like, literally, guys, if you have the audacity to want to live a highly financial successful life, if you have the audacity, if you're sitting here, I mean, this is a business conference. I don't think you're here for fucking kicks and giggles. I don't think you're here to hear music. If you have the audacity to be financially successful, you need to understand a couple things. One, it's rare. It's rare. There's not that many people that have it. Number two, you need to give up on leisure. Like if you want the good stuff, you're not gonna be able to golf every day. You're not going sailing the whole fucking summer. I had my first kind of summer of my life last year, which meant we bought a house in the Hamptons, we got a house in the Hamptons and I went there for the weekends. So you have a lot of time. If you're willing to, if you want good stuff, if you want to be happy and rich, you have 15 hours a day, minimally 12, where you can do shit. You can work your job and pay your fucking bills for 7 or 8, and then you have fucking 6, 7 other hours. I always say this in the US, stop watching House of Cards. Stop playing fucking Call of Duty. Stop going to every fucking footy match. No more fucking happy hour. Go and fucking sing, and then paint, and then fucking try to copyright, and then fucking be a robot. I don't fucking know, but go and, that's a very easy answer. It's very easy to find your skill. Go try shit. It's just that, I have an entrepreneur right now whose business is gonna go out of business in 4 months. He's burning cash, it runs out in 4 months, nobody's giving him money for his next round because funding is getting tough in the US. He fucking went skiing the last 2 weekends. I don't know what the fuck's the matter with people. And then I have people that, my friends complain. Do you know how much I hate complaining? You will never hear me complain that I don't spend enough time with my family. I made my bed. I'm sleeping in it. Don't go to Australia for 11 hours if you want to see your family. My buddy's complaining, guys made hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm having dinner with him the other day. He's complaining the whole time about not seeing his family. I'm fuck you, go just spend time with your family. I have no empathy for your bullshit. In the same way that I don't have empathy for my friends who are oh Gary, you're so lucky. I'm not fucking lucky, I fucking worked. Fucking worked my ass off. I'm lucky. You fucking get home at 5 o'clock and do dick. You're lucky. I secretly took this conference, and I loved your tenacity, but secretly took it because it's kind of a vacation to be in a plane for 19 hours. So to answer your question, it's actually stunningly practical and easy to find a skill that can work for you. It's having a process that allows you to cut out everything but trying things for 3 months, 6 months, 2 days, 4 weeks. Just try shit, you know? It's really just trying shit. Look, I'm a really good public speaker. I was 34 the first time I took the stage. I didn't know, you know? It just happened.
I mean, first of all, it depends on how you define success. In the context of what this show's about, which is business success, obviously we talk about a lot of life stuff as well, but you know, when you're the CEO, when you're the founder, the conversation that's not being had, everybody sees all the nice things that come along, but you know, every single thing that happens in this company that's wrong is my fault. Every snarky comment on social, every kind of sad face, every email bullet points every Friday I get bullet points from tons of VaynerMedia employees, and 80% of them have a bullet that's like, Rick is stretched too thin and is crying in the bathroom. It's devastating. It's very tough to be at the top of something, even when it's going great. Vayner's going great. This is not even like, Wall Street collapsed and we lost a lot of clients and we have to have layoffs. Like, this is like, we're rolling and we're the best and we're crushing, and there's always things to worry about because you know that there's no, oh, it's India's fault. Everybody here at some level, all the way up, can still say, it's Gary's fault. I can't. And when you say it's my fault, there's a really tough burden emotionally, forget about financially, that comes along with that. And so I think it can get very lonely. You do recognize, it's amazing to me, for as much of a communicator and extrovert as I am, how much I keep in my own mind, how much is going on in this noggin every day, calculating, strategizing, thinking, and there is no vacations. I desperately love national holidays, and like I can't wait for Christmas and Thanksgiving because everybody else is checked out, and that's the only time that I'm able to be off. I have my 40th birthday coming on Saturday. I'm going away with my family. This is an incredible moment in my life, and I will not be able to be 100% checked out because in those, in that Friday and that Monday, the world is moving. This world is moving. My responsibilities are moving, and I'm always one phone call away from a fire that I have to address. It is a very intense, lonely place to be at the tippy top. And so when you think about, I always think about like, is life fair, right? There's always things that happen, there's things that we can't control, but the notion of like, somebody getting compensated a lot of money for things that do I think somebody making $20 million a year to be an athlete or an actress? We never talk about actresses and actors, right? We love to zing on athletes, but like actors make, like the big ones make like $15 million to make a movie. But still, at the end of the day, it's because they command the market, people want to pay attention, and there's an enormous amount of pressure. As I've lived my life and started spending some time with A-list celebrities, their life is, it's intense. Like, I really secretly think that I could be an A-list celebrity. That I literally could go on TV and be a breakout hit, like in a Mad Money kind of like, not like Jennifer Lawrence, I just don't have the looks, but in a Mad Money kind of like Regis, kind of like Andy Cohen way. But man, real celebrity status is intense. You just have nowhere to go, and so there's that, or an athlete where like the physical shape that you have to 10 hours a day of putting in that time. People look at the outcomes, they don't think about what's coming along with it, and the pressure to know that if I get hit wrong, that my entire life collapses, especially an athlete, that's a short window. Or the pressures that we've said. Look, I don't think it's a coincidence that some of the greatest artists of all time pass away in their mid-20s. Because of the intensity. It's intense, it's very lonely, and so it can be extremely lonely. Ironically, and you'll find this wild, I want random extra people in the room, I love being around people more than anything, but I'm also very comfortable in my own being one-on-one with myself. So I'm good, but I know that I'm emotionally stable as fuck, and it's intense for me. I can't imagine people that are not as fortunate as I am, pulling from both directions, ambition, but humility, do you know how content I am? Like, a lot of people watch this show and you hear I want to buy the Jets, and you misunderstand really where I'm at. Like, I want it all and I want to win the whole thing, but if I never win again, if I plateau at this level, there's an amazing amount of content in my body for all my hunger. And that balances me, but I couldn't imagine if that was tweaked just a little bit, if I really felt the pressure, because there's enough pressure from a day in and day out standpoint. It's intense. I think people say it. I think much like stereotypes or statements, there's always so many truths to it. I think the reason so many people say the road is lonely, because to really be successful in the context of business especially, you've got to make 7,000 to 7,000 decisions that are critical, and you can only make them with yourself, and it's an intense moment on a daily basis.
The quickest reason that I know that there's so many not real entrepreneurs in the marketplace right now, and I'm an investor in a lot, I'm watching people, is a real entrepreneur just never gives up. Like you're kind of like, you're kind of like dead, like before you like give up. Like, Like, I really appreciate the tenacity and I appreciate the tactic. Like, it's not creepy or rude or pulling up, it's just, I mean it. Jab, 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 right hook. How many people read it or know the spiel, right? A lot of people are confused by jab, 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 right hook, and that's why I started writing articles about it. A lot of people think it's so for most of you that haven't read it, it's over there. Here's what it stands for. Give, and then ask. You're not give, and then you're entitled. Like, I've given away 200 episodes of Ask Garyvee and DailyVee and answered 1 million fucking emails and Snapchat this and that and like all sorts of shit. And then plenty of people are not buying the book. I just read 100 tweets on the way at the long fucking flight here. 100 tweets of like, nah, I probably got, like literally people that are like, nah, I watched every episode of Ask Garyvee, so I'm not gonna buy the book. I probably got all the information. Literally, 20-minute shows times $1.80, and I couldn't get them to a place where they wanted to buy one $18 book. And I'm okay with that, because that's the market. Because the advice I gave you, darling, is the same advice I live every day. They don't want to. It's just the way it is. So give, and then ask. And it's just the ask, right? That's all you get.